What's going on, boy? I just want to give a shout out to you, David Pistols. I got all the guests today. My boy Kid Cruz. I'm gonna be live with Frank with Bad Boy from Click on One for a little bit, but I wanted to tap in, at least say hello, show my face, give my gratitude to everybody. Congratulate you on a great job you've been doing and the whole team what they've been doing. Make sure I show a lot of love to all the co-hosts, to SR Broadcast, show love to David Pistols. Get ready for this interview today. I will tap back in if it is still going and this interview is done. But I appreciate y'all. Much of the Cali Media, all of our partners, SR Broadcast. Tonight's segment is going to be ran by yours truly, David Pistols. Go show them some love, all respect.
What's up, everybody out there? This is SR Broadcast Live. We coming at you live and direct, Denver, Colorado. Get ready. Shouts out to Cali Hood Media. Frank, we see you, Frank. What's up, baby? We see you out there in the IE. We see you out there, man. CA, stand up. You know what it is. California to Colorado. We're going to keep it tapped in. Everybody out there, tap on in right now. Come on. Everybody out there, let's go. Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is? It is your co-host, David Pistols. Man, bang. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, shouts out to you. Shouts out to One Underground TV, Pothead Productions, Spilled Records. Everybody out there, we killing the game right now. We just tapping in coast to coast. All artists worldwide, tap into SR Broadcast today. If you're looking for that interview, if you're looking to be spotlighted, if you're looking to take your career to the next level, if you're looking to platform with us, tap in today at BrandonPistols@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, tap in with your boy, David Pistols. We right here. We're doing it up. Brandon Metoyer, we got him coming in. Man, Denver, Colorado's very own R&B. Man, I don't believe anybody out there in the industry is doing it like him right now. So definitely we're going to wait for him to tap in. We're going to wait for him to come in right now. And honestly, everybody ask your questions. If you're learning and you're looking to learn and you want to touch base with the industry in Denver, Colorado, this is the place to be right now. David Pistols is in the hot seat, and baby, we're going to keep it pushing. So everybody out there, let's get it going live. Yeah. Woo. Come on. Yeah. Come on, everybody out there. Turn up. This is the place for all of you super righteous artists to tap in today. Man, Shouts out to my boy Bando. Man, we had a killer interview last night. We're looking to book them again. We're looking to do greatness. Everybody out there, get ready. We got showcases coming up for all of you artists worldwide. Do not be afraid to travel. Do not be afraid to book a plane ticket, a bus ticket, hop in a limo, hop in an Uber. Get out here to Denver, Colorado. This is the year. This is the season. This is the place to be. This side of the mountains, man, we're making some noise. We are making some noise. We got the Galactic Stoners Fest coming up, man. I'm so excited about that. That's going to be our second annual one, and we're just looking for great artists out there in Colorado. We're looking for great acts. We're looking for people from surrounding areas, New Mexico, Arizona, Salt Lake, Wyoming. Come on, tap in with David Pistols today. You know, we got to be about them bandos. Shouts out to you, Bando. Had an amazing session last night. You know, I had to put the sports car gloves on, man. Your granddaddy pulling off in it. Come on. Everybody out there, what's up? Yo, he gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, man. We gotta listen. To all you artists out there, tap in today. Denver, Colorado's very own, man, Brandon Metoyer. He's coming on live, man. Let me tell you about this, man. I've got a chance to meet him quite personally, and this guy is an amazing attribute to Denver, Colorado's music scene. He's doing it all theatrical. He's doing R&B. He's doing pop. He's doing urban. He's killing the game right now. He's killing the charts. He has worked very, very hard for this moment right now, and I'm glad that we can provide it for him here at SR Broadcast. Remember, everybody out there, this is the place for all of you super righteous artists. If you're righteous and you're looking for that place to come, this is that place. Woo-wee. What up? Yo. Come on. What's everybody on tonight? You know what it is? Shouts out to New West Management. Shouts out to New West Management. You know what time it is? April's coming up. April is coming up. We are getting ready for the Galactic Stoners event. The Galactic Stoners meet. Greeley, Colorado. Get ready. We are coming for you. 970, stand up. We are pulling up, and we are pulling up deep. Uh, uh, come on. If you are an artist out there looking to tap in today, tap in with your boy Six Deuce or David Pistols. We got you. We are the co-hosts here at SR Broadcast, and we are in the mix, baby. We are tapping into industries coast to coast worldwide. You know what time it is. You know what day it is. You know where we're at, and you know where we're going. We are going to a city near you. Turn up, turn up. Come on, Colorado. Wow. You know what it is? Couldn't do it without you. Could not do it without you. And the ones rocking with us, popping with us. Yeah, yeah. Woo-wee. What's up? What's up? Man, you know we've been waiting for this interview all week long. Since I booked you, since I talked to you earlier, man, you know David Pistols has been waiting for this very moment. Are you there, brother man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Brandon Metoyer. Hey, how you doing there, brother man?
Good.
You know I've been waiting for this interview. You know I have been waiting for this interview. You know, one of Colorado's finest R&B singers. And let's just face it, I'm going to go ahead and put it on blast for everybody out there. You're going to be put on notice right now. This man is not just the singer of Colorado. He is one of the greatest attributes in singing history out here in Colorado.
Oh, no.
This man has came from the dirt. He has came from the mud. He has risen. He has overcome so many obstacles.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, we are so lucky to be with you right here. So definitely, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people? For the ones that don't know you, for the ones that do, you know what it is. SR Broadcast, baby.
Well, that's an amazing intro. I don't know if I could beat that. I don't know if I could top that. You said it, right? So, Brandon Metoyer here in Colorado. Spent some time out in New York. I got started singing actually in Broadway, like musical theater type of stuff. And that's kind of how I learned how to sing. Day job, I'm a realtor out here. I'm licensed in all 50 states as a loan officer for finance, all that.
He's getting the bag. You see this right here? It's just on the hat. It's actually in his pockets right now.
Facts. And then competing in a bodybuilding competition in May. I did one in 2022, got second, so I'm coming back for the W in this one.
No, everybody out there, tap in. Make sure you go vote. Make sure you follow this man. This man is doing amazing things. He got his hand in various cookie jars. So everybody out there, if you're ready for some milk and cookies, this is the man right now. He is serving it. He's serving them like Santa Claus. And you know what? Everybody out there, I got to tell you, just wait until you listen to his catalog. Wait until you hear exactly what I'm talking about, because I've listened to a lot of his music. I've fallen in love with a lot of his music throughout the years, and I know that he just doesn't stop. He keeps creating, and every year he keeps getting better and better. You know, I remember I saw a video of yours in it was the one where you had a mask similar to
Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. That
Yeah.
is actually the video I wanted to touch base on. That's one of my favorites. It's so
Yeah.
theatrical. It's so deep, man. Honestly, sitting there and watching it, I'm going to be dead honest with you. You know, I know that we're not supposed to be like this. You know, we got to be tough guys. We got to be macho, gangster. But I'm going to be honest with you. I was in a dark place, Brandon. I was in a real dark place, man. And as you know, my name is Brandon too. You know, so I really feel a connection because it's like when you meet different Brandons, it's almost like we all have that character inside of us, but at the same time, we have that demon inside of us too that we battle. And it's sad, you know, but at the same point in time, people will tell you some of the best people are named Brandon, you know, and honestly, we come from a Brandon clique. But definitely, I can't lie to you, brother, man. I would sit there, I was sitting there, I was blacked out drunk some nights, and I was having a really bad addiction with alcohol. But I remember, brother, I was sitting there and I would listen to Golden Boy, and I would listen to it, and I listened to it about, I want to say about 20 times. I listened to it, and I really, really liked it. I really felt it, and I felt the pain in it. I felt the agony, and man, you can't ask for that out of your artists anymore because they just don't provide that. They don't. And what you provided for us was something so amazing that I feel like we need to get that out there for the world. We need to get it out there. We need to tell people about you. We need to spread it because right here at SR Broadcast, this is the platform to do it. You know, coast to coast, we are killing it right now. We have so many great bands, so many great tuners. Man, shouts out to each and every one of you. We would not be able to be this platform without you. And honestly, man, I've been waiting all week. And I know I said that in the beginning of the interview, but I have been waiting all week for this interview. You know, I believe it's going to be up there with some of the greats. I'm going to be interviewing Nick Davis of TLC's coming up on the 3rd. And honestly, it's just tremendous having you guys a part of this, you know, and I've seen your career. I've seen you come from, you know, maybe 20 followers, right? To how many followers now? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, on TikTok, I think it's like 89,000 on my realtor side. I think it's like 60,000 on Instagram. It's like 11,000. I have like a bunch of different pages because I do a bunch of different things. So I like to section them off. And then just based off the algorithm of the social media, is like they don't really like when you do too much other stuff. They want you to find one niche and then just focus in on that. So I kind of like have separate social medias for just the real estate, the music, the bodybuilding, and I do TikTok the same. So yeah, it's decent. It's
Well, to be honest with you, brother, man, it's good to do that because I like to tell a lot of the artists out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I get it. When it's crowded with content, nobody wants to see it. Nobody really wants to see personal stuff on the social media. They tend to stray away from that. So you got to be careful with your algorithm. But I'm telling everybody out there, man, like you take care of that algorithm and it will serve you some wonders, you know. So about 5 pieces of content should really be on each platform. You see what I'm saying? 5 strong pieces. But I know you, man. I know you've been doing this for way too long. I can only imagine how much content on each platform you're kicking. And there's nothing wrong with that, brother, because I'm telling you, you are a businessman. You are an entrepreneur. And honestly, you have so many different attributes, so many different traits that it's like, you know, I could look through your stuff all day and never get bored, you know, from the bodybuilding to the real estate, you know, to your inspirational, motivational speeches. Let's just face it, brother, you're actually out there trying to touch lives.
Yeah, definitely not a gatekeeper at all. Like, I mean, you get it. Like anybody who's really getting after it, you start to realize after a certain amount of time, like this is way harder. Life is way harder than we were ever told, ever were prepared for. So anytime I get any type of nugget of information, whether it's something about money, fitness, your body, music, whatever, I'm the first one to share it because like I just wish someone would have taken time out to, you know, help me not fail so many times because that's really what it is. It's just every single day. It's like a constant failure. And then, you know, what people see or what people latch onto or what people like find the most engaging is those tiny little W's that are just sprinkled into the whole sea of failure that they don't see. Right. So that's the number one thing. And I know that you feel that. I really wanted to touch on the Golden Boy aspect because it's funny that you mentioned that song because that song came out 2020. And that was the year I like sat down, I looked around. This is when the world was shut down. And I was like, man, I really feel like everybody's sitting and waiting. And I had always, for my whole life, I felt like I was behind. Like, in terms of singing, I was like, oh, well, Justin Bieber made $60 million and he didn't even put an album out. Like, I'm behind. Like, there's something I'm missing. There's something I don't understand. So when 2020 happened, I was like, this is my shot. This is my time where everybody's sitting. I can just kind of catch up to everybody else. But what it turned into was more of a momentum building exercise that kind of worked out very well, very well. Pretty much like when everybody was sitting, that's when I got crazy in shape, put on like 20 pounds of muscle. I think it was like between that and 2021, put on another 20 pounds between like 21 and 22, competed in 22. Now I'm sitting at like 210, I think like probably like 10% body fat, 210, going to compete again. But I started off at, I started off at like 160 in 2020. So with Golden Boy, going back to that, and hopefully you guys understand this, like everybody says that I'm an R&B singer and everybody says that I'm a pop singer or whatever it is, but I'm really none of that, because how I learned how to sing was all through musical theater. And it took me literally 4 years to understand that whatever Chris Brown does, whatever Jacquees does, and I just opened up for Jacquees a couple months ago, whatever these people do, that's their thank you. That's like their thing. That's their lane. And I think a lot of people can get wrapped up into like looking at, like, oh, okay, well, like I'm an R&B singer, so I should be getting what R&B singers get, or I work out, so I should be getting the type of women that people who work out should get. But the real gist of it is really finding yourself in everything that you do. Finding yourself in everything that you do. And I've played that comparison game too many times, more times than I could count. And now it's really just like the reason why Golden Boy worked and the reason why you liked it so much is because I really wasn't approaching the microphone like I'm going to put out an R&B record or I'm going to put out the next summer hit. It was like, I love the beat. I thought it was melodic. I thought it felt, the cadences were very musical theater-esque. The arcs kind of swayed, and it was just like kind of like music that I had grown up with theater, and it just clicked so well, and I was authentically being myself, which is why even in the lyrics at the end of the song, I say it took me 27 years to get to be golden, right? Because I'm like, oh, it like figured it out. And then I instantly lost it again for another 4 years. Like instantly, because I didn't like understand what I really like what it meant. But now I really get it. It's like, who is Brandon? What do I genuinely like? What do I genuinely like to do? Who do I like to talk to? Do I really want to show up to a meeting in a suit? Do I even want to have an interview, right? Like, and I'm in my full no mode and my full yes mode at the same time. I'm saying yes to everything that I truly want. And I'm taking time to sit down. Do I really want to do this? And that's really what made me successful. Just those, that really did.
That is amazing, because honestly, what I'm gathering from all of that is that basically you took your time. You didn't just rush into it, and I get it. A lot of these rappers, a lot of these artists out there, a lot of these country stars, even, it's like they just want to sound similar to the mainstream. They want to sound just like it. They're trying to mimic it, and they get so disappointed when it doesn't work out in that fashion. But what I'm getting at is that if we just search out and to find ourselves in whatever we're doing, that's going to be good enough, and it really will be, and not everybody's going to be, like one of these famous singers, a Frankie J, a Justin Timberlake, they're not going to be like that. They're going to be like them. So the faster that they find themselves in this industry, the faster it's going to be for them and easier. I
Yeah.
know that it wasn't easy for you all the way and you had your hurdles, but man, from going from one platform to the other, to the other, to the other, and just building from the ground up, I think that's inspiration for all artists out there worldwide, because it's like, just keep at it, keep going, don't give up, and never doubt yourself. For one, don't doubt yourself. Always believe in yourself, because the
Yeah.
minute you let doubt come into play, it's like it crumbles like a wet cookie.
Yeah. And then even when it comes to like artists specifically, and this will translate to all parts of your life for anybody who's listening, we don't value consistency or discipline enough. Obviously, we talk about it all the time, we see it all the time, and we live by it all the time because it's a very trendy, catchy thing to say. Grind, blood, sweat, tears. We talk about that all the time. But when it really boils down to it, like consistency and discipline means that if you have to try whatever you're doing 365 days for 40 years and you don't get it, and you still don't get it on the day after 40 years, you still have to do it for another 40 years. Like, it's a never ending thing. That's step one. The number two thing that I don't think people realize is that you're not being consistent to get over there. Let's say like you're an artist and you want to get a record deal. You're not making music in the studio and spending tireless nights and not sleeping to get a record deal. You're actually doing consistency to understand how to work regardless of a record deal. And then when the record deal comes, now you have a foundation of consistency so you can produce the album that they contracted you to do. And then you have the consistency to promote it and show up to interviews like you're contracted to do. And then you have the consistency to get back in the studio, even though you just did a show last night and your voice is tired. So you have a consistency of understanding how your voice works. So you're like, okay, so like typically my flow is drink tea, sit for an hour, hum a little bit, then I do my warm-ups, and then I'm ready to sing. Like, consistency is building your system. It's your format. It's what everything stems from. That's why I think it's like 96% of all artists who are signed get dropped within 3 years. And people are like, oh, the labels are just using them to fund Drake's money or whatever people are thinking or whatever it is. No, it's because you might have gotten lucky or you might have been great, consistent for 3 years and it popped off and they found you. But it's a system that you're working on. You are not disciplined like you think you are. You're like, Drake has hundreds of songs that are fully produced and out. A lot of the people I talk to might have 100 songs they've done in totality. So it's a whole like type of mindset difference. Like, you're not here to go over there. You're here to find the system and let the system work forever. So I think that's something that people don't try. I don't know if I articulated it well, but
No, you did, you did. It was very amazing how you put it. Honestly, it's like it goes back to that old school story
Mhm.
about the turtle and the rabbit. You know what I'm saying, right? And
Yes.
honestly, it's like, come on, man, did not want to help bake that bread. So when
Yeah.
that bread came out, it's like you can't have any of that bread. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of times people break and they give people bread that don't deserve that bread. And let's be real, like we need to save that bread for ourselves because it takes all of our energy just to bake one loaf of bread. And
Yeah.
then just like you're talking with consistency, man, it's like if we don't bake another bread after that and another one, then all we're gonna do is remember that first bite.
Yeah.
It's not gonna go far. It's gonna be thinned out, very, very thin, and we don't like to walk on thin ice.
Mhm.
We definitely want to walk on something strong and concreted, and I believe
Yeah.
in what you're saying is so amazing, man. I believe in it because it's like you're giving us a concrete foundation. You're giving us a live demonstration verbally right now, and you can't really beat that. So
Yeah.
definitely, I just want to go ahead and ask you a little bit, what motivates you when
Mhm.
you're out there? You're definitely you're lifting the weights, you're doing the programs, you're doing the routines, and you're just, you're definitely right there working. And it's like what inspires you to be a bodybuilder in Denver,
Mhm.
Colorado, man? What inspires you to really, you have an amazing arms. Like I've seen them, bro. Like you're out there flexing them.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it like you, brother. But I'll
Yeah.
try. I'll try. You know what I'm saying? I'll try, but I can't.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I'll give you the cheat code first. I'll give you the cheat code first, then I'll give you the applicable part of it. So the cheat code was that, okay, yeah. So the cheat code was when I was 16 and I had just kind of started getting into musical theater a little bit. I auditioned for this professional show outside of the high school, and I didn't really like care to get it or anything. I was just like, I'm just let's see how I stack up amongst professionals. And then I auditioned. I thought it went well. Then that night, I was deep in prayer. Deep in prayer. I don't know what religion everybody's watching, but I'm Christian, and I was praying to God. And I was like, you know what, God, like, I'm not really sure what I want to do with my life, but you know me. Like, as soon as there's like a door opens, I'm just the run headfirst through the door type of individual, and I've always been that way. But I don't want to walk aimlessly, right? I don't want to, walk in circles for 40 years, right? If I'm going to walk for 40 years, I want to know that I'm going towards something. So I was deep in prayer, and I was like, God, if you give me this role that you know that I don't deserve, because I'm 16 and I'm auditioning next to 30 and 40-year-olds for the same part. I was like, I will take that as you want me to have a life of performance for the rest of my life. And long story short, I got the part, and the director came up to me during rehearsals. And he was like, you know what? He's like, before you even opened your mouth, there was something about you that he said, I was praying that you would be good because I wanted to give it to you the moment you walked in. So before I even prayed, he was looking to give it to me. Funny story. Last year, I ran into that director again, and I got to do a musical with that guy who casted me all 15 years ago, which was crazy work. So the cheat code is I've known what I'm supposed to do and what direction I'm supposed to go for the last 15 years. So it makes it easy to wake up every day because I trust and believe that I have a direction. So for everybody else who's watching, however you get your direction, you have to put it on the wall. You have to write it on the wall. You have to tattoo it on yourself, whatever it is. Like, just understand that you have a direction, because the direction is the motivation to get there, right? That's the discipline that you're always seeking to get to wherever you want to go. So the applicable part of it is, since I have, like, first of all, it's like a confidence thing. Putting little tiny, and I don't want to sound cliche, so I'm trying to dress it up to where it's not something you've heard before, but it really truly is like the smallest goal you can put in front of yourself tomorrow, and then check it off. Don't delete it. Don't erase the goal. Check it off or cross through it so you can keep seeing that you're knocking off goals. That is literally the only way I've been able to see you achieve true confidence in yourself and really develop a internal discipline or an internal motor so you can keep going after certain things. And that's why I always advocate for the gym. The gym is the absolute best. There is nothing better than the gym when it comes to understanding what discipline does for you. Because this is the only place in the world where you can say, I'm giving this 30 days and I need to see something. And if you're disciplined for 30 days, you will see something every time. And if you don't see something, you all you can do is look back at yourself and be like, okay, I drank too much, or my diet's not there, or I didn't push hard enough. But it's a clear path. No one has genetics that will not build muscle. Period. No one has genetics that will keep them from losing fat outside of thyroid issues, but there's definitely things you can do with that as well. So I would say that's the
Yeah, I
quick.
can't lie to you, brother. I might have some thyroid issues.
Yeah,
I
you might.
might. I might, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ever since I was a kid, mama gave me them double cheeseburgers. She was like, here you go, Brandon. She's like, take
Yeah.
those. Take those. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, I get it, man. I get it. It's like there really is no excuse. You know, the only thing that stops people from doing anything, it is, and it's gonna sound cliche too, but it's themselves. It's
Yeah.
themselves. Like, if you get up, you're not gonna be able to get up and be like, hey, I'm gonna lose 60 pounds in one day. But if you get up and you lose 2 pounds in one day, check that off,
Yeah.
and keep going. Keep going. And it's all about consistency in whatever you do. And I get it. It's like if you're gonna ride a bike, really ride that. Don't sit there and walk it and get tired. Like, really ride it. You know what I'm saying? And if
Yeah.
you can't ride it that far, pull it, just go around the block once, come back, and sit it down for a second and pick it right back up, write it again, and keep going until you get in that shape and you get into that mental standpoint. Because I'm understanding a lot of this is because you have a very strong mental capacity. And
Mhm.
it's amazing to me, man. I can hear it come out through your music, through your engineering. I have not got a chance to see some of the properties that you have sold.
Mhm.
but I am really, really willing to bet that those properties are amazing and
Yes.
beautiful, and they are making families happy. They are making people happy in this world,
Mhm.
and it's like that's a shout out to you, man. Like everything that you do, everything that you touch, you put such a golden edge on it. You like that? Ironic,
That's what I'm
golden boy. You
saying. I
put
like
such
that.
a golden edge here at
Yeah.
SR Broadcast. We're going to be doing a lot of that. We like to go in a full circle motion, so we're going to be having stuff, little things here and there. We might go back, pop a little pin in it, like they say, like that one movie. It's like, here, just pop a little pin in it, and we're
Yeah.
gonna go back. So we might go back for some of the conversation throughout the conversation. But I definitely want to touch base with you right now. We've
Mhm.
got to hear what motivates you. What are some of the discouragements of this industry out here in Denver, Colorado?
Oh yeah. So in terms of real estate, music, what are you thinking?
Music. We're going to start with music,
We'll start with
and then
music.
we will go into. I want to go into the next two topics too with you. I want to ask about the real estate. I want to ask what it's like to be a bodybuilder out here.
Mhm.
So I want to know the discouragements and what you can tell people to help overcome those, because we got viewers that are going to be tuning in coast to coast. People are going to be picking up on this. They're going to be listening to this tomorrow on their way to work. They're going to
Hey,
be listening to it tonight when they're
who
getting
else?
off from the graveyard shift. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be listening to it as they're falling asleep at the graveyard shift.
Yeah, we got Brandon
There's so
Connors.
much going on. So much
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, I would say for the same in all industries is the same exact question. My biggest hurdle is that a long time ago I realized that everyone is a liar. And I'm not going to keep it negative. Everyone is a liar. And that's been the toughest kind of hurdle when it comes to everything, because when you really get disciplined and you really start getting after what you want to do, you realize that there's not a lot of room to lie in certain circles. There's not a lot of room to lie. And whenever you're like, let's say music wise, you know what's bad in Colorado is when someone gets on stage, does horribly, and then they get off stage and all their friends say they did amazing. You are capping yourself by the people who are around you. I'm not saying they should say you were ass water and tough love and all this stuff. Like, I'm saying, like, honesty is what is missing out of music, in the way that you write, in the way that you get feedback, in the way that you talk to yourself in the mirror. Like, you have to be able to look at yourself and be like, I'm not there. And that's okay, because I don't know when it stopped being okay to say that you're not good at something, because that's the part of the journey to get good at something, is understanding that you're not already there. So in terms of music, that would be the number one hurdle, is that you have to navigate rooms where, if you're deciding to take your artistry a little bit more, there's a whole section, a whole community of people who do not want to see better. Just period, point blank. And I'm not saying I'm the best person ever. I'm just saying, like, I've seen it happen with rappers who are truly talented. Like, I've talked to Trev Rich, and he's saying that a lot of the people who are right under him, or right as as famous as him or whatever, in terms of fame, he was like, they really don't want to ask for help. They don't want to encourage you. They don't share your stuff. They don't like your stuff, and it's because of that extra step that you take, separating yourself, right? And they don't. Nobody wants to be the follower of somebody who is doing exactly what they're doing. They want to be the number one. The ego, right, is always like, I want to be number one, which is fine if you want to be number one, but without the objectivity, without the truth and honesty behind what you're doing, you're stuck. And you're going to be stuck for the next 10, 20, 30. You're going to wake up at 40 years old, be where you're at, going to wake up at 50, you're going to wake up at 60. And then if it ever hits you later on in life, it is going to be the most uncomfortable, torturous truth that hits you in your face, most likely at an age where you can't do anything about it. So look at the mirror today and really be honest and be like, do I love what I do? Am I good at it? Can I be good at it? And if some of those answers aren't lining up, it's not for you, and that's for your best interest. Right. So I can move over to real estate too with the same topic.
Yeah, no, keep it going,
Yeah.
brother. Because right here at SR Broadcast, this is for the super righteous artists, and it's not just for music artists. This is music, media, and more right here. So
Yeah.
this is the more. We are getting to the more.
Yes. Yes. So this, again, this also applies to anything you want to do in terms of music, real estate. Like, your own job, if you work in a warehouse, like it's you have to know your industry, you have to research your industry, and you have to understand the statistics of your industry. So in real estate, 96% of all agents in their first year completely leave the industry because it's too hard. Then of the people who stay, the average real estate agent closes 2 houses a year at most. Last year, the average real estate agent closed no houses. They closed no transactions last year, right? But the top 1% closed all of them. So we're talking about a handful of like 1,000, 2,000 agents closed anything last year. So that goes for music, that goes for everything. It's like when you know the statistics, you'll instantly know where you rank, and with that science and understanding behind what you do, then you know it's easy to look around with who is closing it and then just follow the blueprint, right? I think a lot of people want to reinvent the wheel, and then a lot of people want to only do part of the construction of the wheel. It's hopefully I'm making sense.
No, no,
So
no, you are. We're following along.
yeah,
Honestly, this is great information because honestly, if these artists will listen and really take this advice, man, that you're giving and putting this out on the platform, it's like, man, it's gonna take them far. So keep
yeah,
going, keep bringing that energy, man. We love it. Here at SR Broadcast, this is what we pride ourselves on. We want to have the best interviews that we possibly can have because, like I'm saying, we're gonna have Grandma Joe over there, Grandpa Joe, Grandma Myrtle over there, and they're gonna be listening to this, and they're gonna be sitting there on their rocker. They're gonna be
yeah,
rocking, and they're gonna be listening to it, man. And you
yeah,
know what? They might be like, "This is an intelligent young man." So
yeah.
let's go ahead and keep kicking this, man. Come on.
For sure. So music and real estate, like when it comes to like the research behind what you're doing, you have to understand like let's use basketball as an example. Like you have to know the fundamentals first. And I'm not saying you have to do what everybody tells you first, but you have to understand what the ground fundamentals are before you start doing the behind the legs and then the 3-point shot from the logo and all that stuff. And that's kind of what it takes with real estate and what it takes with music and everything is what I've seen musically with rappers and singers is they want to feel the music. Every studio session I've ever gone to in my whole life has been the same exact setup. They're smoking in the studio. They turn the beat on and say, "Look, let me just flow with it." Do you not understand that every song you've ever heard has a format? Every song you've ever heard is a science. Every song that you've ever heard has a formula. I would challenge you guys to pick your 3 favorite songs, type it into ChatGPT, and say, analyze this song format, and you will be shocked at how precise and systematic every song you've listened to is. So if you're not approaching your music from a system, I'm not saying you have to do like word for word what everybody else is doing in the structure. I'm just saying I'm saying that there's a fundamental when it comes to your art. There's a fundamental when it comes to real estate. You have to approach this outside of the box. And then you add in the feelings later. Like your lyrics will be truthful. The way that you perform the song will be truthful, but your format can't be different if you want more than just your friends to listen to it. Period.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to real estate, same exact thing. It's like I was looking around for people who were actually closing business, and I just copied the format. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm kind of better at this. So then I lean more into that, or I
You
do
are an
more video.
algorithm eater. That's what you are.
That's what it
You are
is.
an algorithm eater. And you know what? I connect deep on that because David Pistols prides himself on eating everybody's algorithm out there.
Yes.
Tap in, artists, tune in. I'm telling you right now, this is game. This is free game that you're getting to learn right here at SR Broadcast. And we're
Mhm.
glad to provide this for you guys.
Yes, yes, it's an algorithm for sure. And you guys have it so much easier than we did a few years ago if you're just starting out for what you're doing because we have Chat GPT now. We have the AI that will do all the groundwork for you. Like I had to stumble on, I was like listening to Drake and I was like, wait a minute, he has a formula. And I had to like sit there and I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then I typed in ChatGPT after like I had already stumbled on the formula to verify that I did the formula correctly. And it spit out exactly what I analyzed. And I was like, oh, we're here. We're in business. right? So we do the same thing when it comes to real estate and how we post, how I speak, what I post. I'm always looking at metrics to see like, okay, so it's mostly a male audience on Veterans Day, but then on Valentine's Day it's all female stuff. So you should correlate this here, and then people hate hearing about interest rates. So how would you tell somebody about an interest rate without saying the word interest rate or without saying numbers? So it's literally just like a psychology game, with everything that you're doing. If you can understand that you're dealing with people and not really an algorithm, because your
Like
algorithm,
you're gonna be paying $5,000 extra a year just
yeah,
for this great big backyard that you've never had before. So
exactly,
definitely,
yeah. Or saying like, if you pick the right lender, your monthly payments can lower like $200. Like, do you want to save $200 a month doing absolutely
yeah.
nothing? Something that you could say.
You got to captivate them. You can't just basically
Yeah,
go in and be like, "Hey, look, this is basically you can't go into somebody and be like, "Look, it's $1,500 for a feature." You got
yeah,
to be like, "Look, this $1,500 is going to go here to here to here." You got to give them a pyramid. You got to let them see how it's stacked, and you got to help them understand. So I think that it sounds to me that you're an excellent, an amazing real estate agent.
yeah,
Because there's those ones out there that are like, "Look, I got to get this property off my hands real quick." Definitely and I've been in some places like you go in and it's just really tacky, it's really trashy, and they're willing to carry their name through that. And it's like
yeah.
I don't get that vibe from you. I don't get that feeling from you. I've
Oh no.
seen you post properties, but I have never really looked at them. But
Hmm.
at the same point in time, from the front and some of the little inside right there, man, it looks clean. It looks up to par. It looks great. It looks like you're making people happy.
Yeah, for sure. And in my first year of real estate, I got in this magazine, Denver Real Producers Magazine. They made a whole. Let me pull it up for you.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely. If we could
like,
see that, that would be amazing.
yeah, it's not even like they did a whole. That's me. I don't know if you can see it,
Oh
but yeah,
my God, you look so buff right there,
that's what
brother.
I was saying.
You look so buff. Look at that,
So,
man. Look.
yeah, they got the whole back-to-back stuff. So like, this is like it's a formula that you can use for everything. That's what I'm trying to stress out to you guys. Like, it's really not anything other than listen to your audience. Don't be an algorithm hater. Don't say that you're shadow banned. Don't say the algorithm doesn't like you. Like, you're not posting stuff that people are interested in. It period, point blank. Otherwise, people will find it, people will love it, and people will share it. If they're not doing any of that, you're not doing good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely, man. And it's rough for the artists to hear that out there, because there's so many artists that believe like, hey man, this person's hating or this person's hating. And honestly, I get it. It connects to a universal industry. So basically the real estate is just a step two as well, into a universal industry. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, it's like you're gonna have word of mouth. You're gonna have people speak
Yeah.
highly about your craft.
Hmm.
Whether it's I'm going to sell 10 properties today or drop 10 albums. You want them to speak about you. And if they're not, I do believe that. Yeah, I do believe it. If your name is not popping up and it's not irrelevant, we need to go back to the drawing board and we need to talk about it and we need to get it there. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's so many platforms, just like SR Broadcast. There's so many different platforms to better ourselves, our craft every day. And it takes studying and discipline and really doing this. I know, definitely I am thinking about joining your industry in the real estate. I definitely have some inquirements coming in. I definitely have a fatty bag coming in. And honestly, I'm probably going to most likely go to you and sit down and be like, look, I have enough for the schooling. I have enough for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And when that day comes, it's like, I want you to know you were one of those men that inspired me. Because let's
Appreciate
face
you.
it, we all came from not all of us, but a lot of us came from No Coast's house, coincide, and definitely being inside of that environment, and let's be honest, we were we were bare minimum right there. Like we
Yeah.
were working with what we had. But the
Yeah.
way that you evolved is like it's just so tremendous to me, man. It's like
Yeah.
it touches my heart, you know what I'm saying? And
Support it.
just like Golden
Same.
Boy, it made me want to cry, it
Yeah.
did. Like let's face it, you were an underdog, to a lot of
Yeah.
people passed up on it, and
Still.
look at you now, you're
Yeah.
flexing on them. You're literally picking up houses, dropping houses on hit him with an elbow. You know what I'm saying, man? Dang, you killing the game, brother. You doing it. And honestly, man,
using what you have, like I recorded for the first 5 years of singing on a Guitar Hero microphone that I plugged in USB on free Mixcraft. So it is by any means necessary. And I borrowed the microphone from my brother. I didn't even buy it. So, yeah.
Yeah, no. I remember you would pull up over there, and we would always record on his equipment, but you were the only artist that showed up with your own bag of equipment. You know, you were the only one that showed up. And it's like, I get it. You know, we could have used his equipment, but it's like, at the end of the day, you're such a respectable character, such a respectable cat, man. You know, saying it's like, man, it's like, I just salute you in all aspects, man. You know, definitely, I want to talk about your first album. I want to talk about your deal with Sony. I want to talk about you know, your journey. And then from there, I want to ask some intimate questions. I want to ask something deep, you know, because right here at SR Broadcast, we pry on this because at the end of the day, it's going to be your family members. It's going to be your best friends. It's going to be your worst nightmares and your worst enemies. It's going to be your ex-girlfriends. It's going to be your partner now. They're going to be able to play this back and really listen to your voice. You know, they're going to be listening to your voice. So definitely, let's keep going.
For sure. What was the first question?
So let's talk about your first album.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your first album. I remember best friend. That's what I was about to say.
So I did eventually take that one down off of the streaming services because we did a whole new branding, changed our names through the Sony situation. But that first album was really just me, like, I think I was doing too much, like sitting around just like imagining. I was like, I know if I made one, I could sound like this, and I'd have a song like this on it. And then I just kind of sat there one day and one summer, I did it over like 3 months, and I was like, I think I could just put one together, and I just wrote it all while I was at work. This, and then we came in, recorded it all pretty quick, and then just kind of put it out there. And it was just like okay, I finally have an album out. Right. I did like a few EPs before that. The No Coast EP we did a little bit before that. But this album was just all mine, and it honestly, I don't really refer back to that too much because like it's just been so much growth since then. I haven't listened to it in a long time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember. What were some of the names on those tracks?
Grenade.
Grenade.
The Wildfire song. What else was there? The Tattoo song, stuff like that. There was some good
Was
ones.
there a song that you dropped? It was called When I or something like that.
Oh, that was on the No Coast one. So confidence when I'm somebody. Yeah.
Yes, that one right there.
Yeah.
That, man, you gotta find that one and you gotta send it to me, brother. You know, I won't put it out there. I won't leak it out there, but I definitely need that one for my personal vault. You know, that whole album. It inspired me so deep because I used to go over there and record with him, and I would do it for hours and hours. And then when I heard your quality, I knew exactly who you were. I knew what you were doing. I was like, man, that is the man right there. And I still believe to this day that show me another R&B singer. Denver, Colorado, show me another R&B singer. Somebody that sings in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? I know let me take that back a little bit. Show me another singer in general, you know, because I know you don't like to keep yourself in a box. You don't want to just keep yourself. Hey, I'm this, I'm that. You're a multitude of things. Singing is such a profession that you carry so well. You know, so definitely shouts out to you, brother, man. I'm excited about that. You know, I want to know about your deal with Sony.
Yes. So it was signed to like a management company. I think I could talk about it.
Can we actually start from the name change to the name now and why things captivated like that?
So the old name was Ray Ellie, and the reason why I changed it is like I was already going through a growth period. I was Ray Ellie since what, shoot, 2012 or something like that. And then, when that 2020 time happened, and Golden Boy didn't take off like I wanted it to, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so like I really got in the lab and started doing a lot of thinking, right? Like a lot of like knowledge, like studying, and I just went through a huge period of growth in the next couple of years. So then when Sony found me on TikTok and reached out to me, they were like, hey, let's do a rebranding, because they were asking me, did I want to go after like a true, like, what do they call it, an advance, like a budget, like where like you pitch me to the team and they pay me, and I have obligations with albums to fulfill. And I was like, sure. So they were like, okay, well, with your numbers, how, you have every once in a while you have a good numbers time with your songs, but overall you don't have consistent numbers. Let's do a rebranding so we can start you off from scratch and have your very first song have high numbers and then move forward. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I wasn't really married to the name anyway. We looked at like 17 other names. They were all taken. Obviously, there's so many artists out there, and all the good names are taken, right? So we
You're like,
stumbled
man,
across.
Brandon Carter, like Brandon
Yeah,
Carter. Oh, that's already taken.
exactly.
double O Brandon, like it's already
Facts,
taken,
facts.
man.
And I didn't want it to be my name, because I always felt like there was a very strict distinction of who I am versus like how I want to present the performance, how I want to do this.
You're
So we
you're an entertainer. You're an entertainer. So basically, you separate the two, and it's not just like it's a different entertainment than David Pistol provides. Yours
yeah,
is more of theatrical. It's very, very deep. I know I've tried to book you at a couple shows before,
yeah,
and I've gotten turned down. Wah, 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 but I get it. It's like
I love it.
definitely you can't just be right there with all the gangster rappers and the rappers like that. You got to
Yeah,
go into a theatrical setting. I remember that was something that you said. You were like, "Wait a minute." You're like, I don't know how your crowd will kind of react to that. But I'm telling
Mhm.
you right now, brother, man, you're invited to each and every one of my showcases that I ever
Yeah.
platform. Anything that we touch, here at SR Broadcast, we are so excited to even be speaking with you like this and having you here with us tonight. Man, any platform you want, it's yours, because at the end of the day, man, you're gonna perform in an aspect that nobody's used to, and that's entertaining at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you can encourage a lot of young artists to follow those steps too, and it could save a lot of time, save a
Let's
lot
do
of
that.
time.
Yeah, that could be fun. I was definitely like been obviously more selective with the shows that I do, because I've done so many rap shows. But I've realized that whenever I do stumble across a good R&B show, it's appreciated from a different point of view. So I'm like, okay, and
Well,
I'm even looking at
honestly,
R&B.
me and you might just have to put together an event then. And it
Yep,
might have to be artists that you are basically okay with, and honestly, to all you artists out there worldwide, if you're a singer, tap in today, because we will put together a showcase. And honestly, man, it's going to be an amazing one, a beautiful one, because what you're doing with your craft, if we find more people that are doing that too, we're going to set the whole sky on fire.
yeah, that could go crazy. I would love
Yeah.
that.
No, we're going to make the sky golden.
Yeah, there we go.
Full circle.
What?
Full
I don't think I
circle, man.
re-released that song. I'm gonna re-release that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is a very deep, impactful song, and like I got to tell you earlier, man, it had me in my emotion. I would sit there. Um, I'm a single father.
Mhm.
It's really hard, because man, I just never got a fair shake like that. I never got a real handout like that. And it's not that I want one, but it's just I see so many other people get that route and they get an easier route. And it's like they don't understand how hard it is to really be in a hard time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that song inspired me in so many different ways. I
Hell yeah.
was sitting there and I was an alcoholic. I was drinking every night. I was having a really bad life, and it wasn't the best, it wasn't the David Pistols that you get to see today. But I'm
Mhm.
telling you right now, I would listen to your music in the
Hell.
mornings when I would get ready for work, in the nighttime, you know what I'm saying? When I was sitting there buzzed out and, let's just face it, I was on some different shit. I was on some
I'm gonna
completely different
remind
stuff,
me.
you know?
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you some of my new stuff. I'm gonna send you some of my new stuff for you personally.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love
It,
that.
it, it is. It is. I just needed you to know that. I needed you to feel that moment because that moment, brother, that's yours. That's all yours and everything you ever worked for. You know, to have somebody that is a peer of yours, but you didn't even really know was a fan of yours. And
Yeah.
that's why I've been waiting for this interview all week. You know, honestly, you are Colorado's Frankie J. You are the man. You are that entity out here,
Mhm.
and I feel like we need to put exposure on that. We really do. And we need to spotlight it because
Thank
there's not enough talent that's really coming out of Colorado. I'm going to be honest. Like, there's a lot of talent, but there's not talent like that that's stepping out, you know, and we need to open those doors. We need to open those gateways, open the portals, and
you. Yeah.
let them come through.
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot. Actually, like means like more than you know for sure.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
definitely want to ask you couple more questions before we
Mhm.
head out. I know you're a very busy man and you probably got about 20 houses to show tomorrow. Plus, you got to do rehearsal. Plus, you got to do the bodybuilding. You got to make that gym time. That
Yes.
gym time is very important. I know you are a beast at that, man. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just say this before I ask these questions.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
I am a videographer, as you know. We've worked
Mhm.
together in the past. You
Yeah.
know, it was when I was first starting off,
Mhm.
but I have evolved. So if you ever need a videographer, man, I will go in there and I can spot you, I can get you, I can
Yeah.
give you some great content. Whether
Yeah.
it's we actually do. I work with Dream House Studios, and shouts out to them out here in Colorado Springs. You know, Fountain, Colorado.
Yeah.
Everybody stand up, 719 stand up, you know. So definitely I know that he does a lot of photography for real estate. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely we got the requirements, we got everything that you need, brother, to help you have a successful platform. You
Yeah.
know,
We had an interview next last week because I just got another photographer a couple days ago to do a listing of mine. But the next listing I'll definitely be calling.
yeah, no, definitely, man. We definitely got drones. We got all of that, man. And he's so professional. I'll have to send you some of his artwork. But honestly, it's Dreamhouse Studios. Shouts out to Dreamhouse Studios, man. Honestly, Jose, he's killing it right now, and he's actually somebody that's put me on in this industry really heavy. You know, he talked to me. He was like, man, he's like, you need to work on wording and work on placement and work on lettering in these videos. Man, I don't want to sit there and tell everybody my bread and butter, but that man gave me probably over 5,000 different fonts.
Yeah.
Just boom. And it's like, man, I'm having fun with it. I'm learning every day. So
That's
I can vouch for him. I can vouch for his credibility. I can vouch for what we got going on, you know, and even if it's not real estate, brother, man, I would love to pull up to one of your events. You know what I'm saying? And if
hell
if you
yeah.
have a photographer already, that's
Oh
understandable.
no, he's
But
not like a signed on photographer. It's just one listing, one call. So we
yeah,
got.
I think I was more along the lines edging towards like your bodybuilding. You know,
Yeah.
like when you have those events, you know,
Oh
I can
yeah.
definitely be
They started. Yeah.
I could be a
They started.
strong entity for you, man. And I
Hell
have no problem
yeah.
pulling up, man. Because honestly, if
Yeah.
I'm pulling up with the camera, I'm pulling up with the camera. But at the same time, no matter what, I'm pulling up to cheer for you, man.
Tough
I'm sitting
love.
there with a sign. Like a sign, big old sign that says he didn't do it. I was just kidding.
Yeah, he's like he didn't do
No,
it.
but hey, at the end of the day, I love your craft. I just got to ask these last questions right here,
Sure.
and these are intimate ones. What would you say your biggest downfall was for your childhood? Like,
Oh
what do
yeah.
you remember? Like, I definitely want to ask these questions because it's like we got people that are going to be watching this close to you,
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very close to you,
Yeah.
and they're going to listen to it. They're going to go back and maybe listen to it 100 times. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go ahead and I want to ask you, like, what kind of childhood traumas did you have to face?
Yeah.
Like we all go through them, and some of us we end up in therapy. Some of us battle through it, and I just want to put this on notice. You know, everybody out there battling it with it right now. There's no shame in it. If you need to go to therapy, if you need help, there's no shame in it. If you need medications at all, like there's no shame in it, guys. You know, guys, go get that help that you need. But
Mhm.
honestly, let's touch base on that. And what kind of downfalls did you have to endurance as a young child?
Yeah, I would say there's a huge glaring one that I haven't told a single person. So I'm gonna leave that one a little bit. I'm gonna leave that one a little bit, but I'm gonna give you the rest of the 90%.
Okay.
And it really boils down to you. You're saying that you see me. You're saying that you've listened to my music. You see the real estate. You see the bodybuilding. But my family doesn't know any songs I've ever done. Any musical that they've ever gone to, they left halfway through. They don't ask about how business is. They don't ask about how I do, how I am. They're not interested in hearing me sing. It's like I've been on an island forever. Right? So what that has translated into is not being able to really cultivate true deep connections because I always have in the back of my head that no one really cares. No one really cares. No one is actually interested in what I'm doing, who I am. So I feel like I'm always just walking around like that's that image of like it's you and then everybody else and they all get along and they understand and they talk and they like each other, but when it comes to you they're not interested, they don't see me, right? So you saying that means a lot for sure. So all of this is like I don't have a support system when it comes to that. Even if I do in real life, I don't even mentally have a support system. I don't call people if I need help. i don't I don't even understand what that looks like.
So be honest, it's like sometimes when
Mm-hmm.
your love is neglected,
Mm-hmm.
it would be better off just taking it physical. You know, like I would rather just get my ass whooped than to be treated like I was just non-existent or non-important. You know, and
You
I
think?
think a lot of that comes from you know, man, it's just that because I do relate with that. You know, I have family members that make fun of me to this day, and
Mhm.
it's like, why are you making fun of me just for dreaming? For my
Yeah.
ambitions, you know, like why aren't you supporting me? Why is the guy down the street buying 10 copies of my EP to show me love? Why is he putting money in my pocket right now so I can go out on the road? But my own family, they just don't want to see it. You know, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to invest in me. Like I'm not important enough. So
Yep.
I relate with you so much, brother, because that is a deep downfall right there. And
Yeah.
a lot of kids, they don't know how to react to that. They don't know how to verbalize with that today. So they're sitting there and they're in this constant pain. And
Mhm.
I think what you have done is you've created such a platform for these young artists
Mhm.
worldwide, for these young entertainers, these young beautiful creations. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And man, that's deep. You know, they need to be able to hear that from somebody, you know, of your stature. They need
Mhm.
to know that, hey man, uh there is a brighter way. There's a way brighter way. If you get cut off at this side of the tunnel, it's okay. You can go around, and if you got to go around by yourself, it's all right. You know,
Yeah.
you'll make it through there. You
Yep.
know, and man, it's okay. If they don't support you, you know David Pistols does. Here at SR Broadcast, we are in
Yeah.
the mix, baby. We
Yes.
are right here. We are face to face. You know, definitely shouts out to you, brother, man. I'm
Yes.
so excited to have you here. Um, definitely can we talk about heartbreaks?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let me
I
ask you this question. I want to ask a better question
Yeah.
because here at SR Broadcast, we pride ourselves on
Yeah.
asking great, great, great content.
There we go.
What is it like to have your heart broken in Denver, Colorado?
It's a good question.
It's
I would
okay if
say,
you've broken a couple hearts too. You know,
yeah.
definitely we can look at it from both ends because let's be honest. Even if you're the heartbreaker or you're the one getting your heart broke, let's just be honest. you end up in the same shoes. You suffer.
Yeah, I would say I've only been broken up with one time, and then we ended up getting back together and getting married. So, like, but I have gotten my heart broken before.
She made
Um,
it up. She made it up.
yeah, made it up for sure. Like, so most of the time, it's like the heartbreaker type of situation. So I would be more adept to speak on that one, and I would say as a dude, or yeah, I would say mostly just as a dude, right? Um, I think you should be fearless about breaking hearts. I think you should be absolutely um, yeah, I'm gonna say the word fearless about it because we're all here looking for something specific for ourselves. So if I'm feeling you out in the dating process, like, okay, so like, is this gonna work? Are we gonna mesh this? I think this is a personal opinion of mine. I think every single dude knows within 6 months if this is the type of woman that they can marry or not, or if they're just straight up going to marry or not. Um, and I think a lot of people aren't really geared towards marriage anymore. Anyways, this is specifically towards the marriage type situation. And I think as a dude, you should be fearless with letting the woman know that this is not what I'm looking for. Because you could keep it going for another year or 2 years, whatever, but then you realize that like they're on a biological clock, they're on a time frame, and we're necessarily not necessarily are. So we should be fearless in letting them go find who they're here to find and us find who we're here to find, just out of respect for the woman, understand that they are, excuse me, on a time frame. So that's what I'd say.
Yeah, no, definitely, brother, man. I feel that. I feel that completely, man. Honestly, somebody great told me a long time ago. They said the same people that you hang with today, you
Mm-hmm.
won't be hanging with next season. And I think a lot of us we don't acknowledge stuff like that. We miss the seasons. Those are certain seasons that we miss.
Mm-hmm.
And really what it is, it's those people. It's the people of those seasons, and it's the failed relationships inside of that season.
Yep.
So I really do understand that. And it's like we got to really, really captivate what we're doing at all times, at all measures.
Yep.
You're doing three different businesses, three different entities, three different things. And it's like, man, we gotta really drive ourselves and pry ourselves and thrive ourselves on this, man. So definitely I want to go ahead and take a second. I
Mm-hmm.
want to go ahead and give a shout out to Talon. What's up, Talon? I see you, baby. Terps, what up, Terps? Lance Tafoya. Shouts out to you. Strong hand Lance right there. Diego Martinez. Diego Martinez. What's up, little loco? What's up, little loco? Who else? What's good? West good. You know what it is, baby. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to Martinez Landscaping LLC. Denver, Colorado. If you're looking for a landscaper, Martinez is the place for you. Uh, uh. So no, definitely go ahead and give a shout out to your brand, give a shout out to your real estate
Mm-hmm.
agency, give a shout out to your bodybuilding um acquirement. You know what I'm saying? If that's correctly put.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say so. Real estate company. The branding's under the face of dual licensing because I'm a real estate agent and a loan officer, so I do the both in the same transaction. Um, Obviously, it makes it more streamlined. When it comes to the bodybuilding, I'm a sponsored athlete through NutriShop Parker, which is a place in Parker, Colorado, where you can go get your like protein, your creatine, all your supplements to help support healthy muscle building. Shoot, musically, add me on Instagram under Element, spelled right there, ELYMVNT. And
Uh,
I'll be posting
uh,
about the
uh.
music I'm in and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Now, before we head out,
Mhm.
this is something I ask a lot of the artists. We've had some great artists come on here and actually perform for us. Is there anything a cappella that you could go ahead and sing for us right now?
We're talking a bunch. Let me see. I don't want to be a player no
But I crush a
more.
lot.
Yeah.
But I crush a lot. Oh, that's a Denver, Colorado boy right there.
Uh, I don't know if you've been seeing
Take
that
your
TikTok.
time, fellas. Take your time.
Let me see. Let me see. What should I be singing? Who's gonna be singing?
Do you remember Golden Boy?
Yeah.
Can
Sitting
we
down.
get a little glimpse of it?
Yeah. I think. 'Cause I saw you every day, you still weren't around. You made me feel, made me feel alone, 'cause I was promised crowns. You'll answer the God you love, 'cause he wants me, and everyone else that didn't wanna help me. Haven't I made it? 'Cause I wanted you. I thought I needed you. I was good enough all by myself. I thought whatever the words are. But yeah, you get it.
No. I love it, man. I love the energy. I love it right there. Definitely, we don't get too many live singers. We don't get live singers like that. And the fact that you're able to show us that right there, man, everybody out there, just keep working on your craft, keep working on your talent, keep working on it. But then when you're done working on it, hit us up here at SR Broadcast, baby. You know what it is. Shouts out to you, Brandon Metoyer, live in the flesh, Element, live in the flesh. Everybody out there, if you don't tap in now. I'm telling you, you know what season it is. Tap in or tap the out. Everybody out there, give it up for brother man. Honestly, follow him, subscribe, like, go ahead and put that pressure on his page. Tomorrow when he wakes up, make him a little scared.
Like that. I love that.
But yeah, no, definitely, brother man. If there's any last things you want to tell the people out there, anybody that you really want to impact with your words, we're going to close out this interview and we're going to have to do a part 2. We're going to have to sit down and do a part 2.
Got to do part 2. We're only a little bit in there. No, I just want to thank SR Broadcast for having me on. We got to share a lot of things. It was great.
Yeah. Shouts out to you, brother man. And everybody out there, you know what time of the segment it is. You know what we're on. So everybody out there, let's get it going. Shouts out to Cali Hood Media. Frank, we see you, Frank. Diego, where's Diego? Shouts out to Pothead Productions, One Underground TV, Spilled Records, New West Management in the house. You know what it is. This is your co-host, David Pistol. Shouts out to you, Brandon. Shouts out to you, brother, man. We out of here. Hey, y'all don't got to go. Y'all can see here as long as you want. Click replay. Press replay. But I'm telling you, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going home. I'm hopping in the car. No drinking, no driving. You know what? If I put your music on while I'm in the car, I might start crying. So, hey, man, shout out to you, brother, man. Thank you for touching our heart here in SR Broadcast, the place for the super righteous. Man, all you artists out there, tap in a day for your interview. Everybody get ready. David Pistols.
There we go.
And we're out.